He has people followed. He has people watched. He does all kinds of. He's a
Jennifer, she definitely a bad chick, but I was still in love with Kim. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't marry Jennifer, but I was still in love with Kim.
He will find me if he hasn't already.
In a stunning turn of events, CNN has released newly uncovered footage featuring Jennifer Lopez and Diddy, sparking a frenzy on social media. The unexpected revelations have fans buzzing, with wild speculation swirling about their past. Once seen as the ultimate power couple, J.Lo and Diddy were icons of style and ambition. However, insiders suggest their relationship may not have been as perfect as it appeared. Reports have claimed that Diddy had significant influence over Jennifer's career decisions, shaping her path in ways that may not always have been her choice. Jennifer Lopez and Diddy weren't just another celebrity couple. They were at the center of a media storm following a devastating nightclub shooting. The incident, which resulted in multiple deaths and injuries, forever changed the course of their lives and careers. The high-profile case thrust them into an intense legal battle and relentless public scrutiny, with every move they made being dissected by the press. For both Jennifer and Diddy, it wasn't just a personal crisis. It became a defining chapter in their rise to fame, marking one of the most challenging and closely watched moments of their journey through the unforgiving spotlight.
Do any violence to Mrs. J.Lo. That's why I didn't see any violence. It's a different breed, bruh. He wasn't going to risk himself like that. And plus, a lot of people didn't like him. J.Lo mother didn't like him. Benny Medina didn't like him. If he would have ever touched Miss Lopez in any kind of aggressive way, she would have said something. Man, listen to me. The whole Bronx would have been on puff. It's a different class. He knew that she was an actress. She was a singer. He did put her on a pedestal, but he still was seeing Kim. So I don't think that she had those experiences. People only do what you let them do. If he would have did that to her, he would only had one time. You see, when he ran out the club and left her after that shooting at China, she didn't want to be with him no more.
He was larger than life, but at first I didn't like him at all. I didn't. I thought he was like, ick. I didn't like him because, Sean and I were very different that way. I was very family oriented and a kind of a, the married type. I was actually, when we first worked together on the video, I was married, even though I was going through problems. Nobody knew that, you know what I mean? And I wanted my family, and even though at that time it was not going well, you know what I mean? That was who I was. That's how I was raised.
The two kept in touch over the next few years, and when Jennifer left her marriage, they became much more than just friends.
Once I got to know him, and, we became friends first, and then, we developed this bond. We both understood where we were at that time in our lives, and we both knew nobody else understood exactly how we felt. So sitting there, being handcuffed to a bench, and, I do remember feeling the comfort of someone caring about you enough that, they just wanted to make it okay and couldn't believe that we were in this situation. And how did this happen?
Always dressed to impress. MTV couldn't get enough of them. Remember TRL? Anywhere they went, paparazzi followed. This was a different time. Everyone wanted to know what they were going to wear. Puffy's white party, loved up, and everyone was like, OMG, they're so cute. Then December 1999, they go to a party in New York. There are pew-pews involved. They both get arrested. Later, J.Lo was off the hook. I vividly remember people were like, goodness gracious, poor J.Lo, she's with a bad boy, they should break up. But they didn't. They went to the Grammys together. She wore this Versace gown. Everyone lost their minds. They coordinated wearing matching white outfits at the MTV Video Music Awards. Then it came all crashing down. Valentine's Day 2001, they announced they broke up. 7 months later, she married Chris Judd. And then they divorced after 9 months. Diddy and Kim Porter reconciled, although maybe they were seeing each other.
Lasting consequences, shaping the legacies of everyone involved and serving as a harsh reminder of the darker side of fame. News has reached out to Diddy's legal team for a response to the survivor's accusations, but has not received a comment yet. This comes after Diddy's recent arrest on serious charges, including racketeering, conspiracy, and facilitating illegal activities. While he has pleaded not guilty, the court has denied him bail as he prepares for trial. In a surprising turn of events, Natalia Rungi has made headlines with a new focus.
In bribery charges against Sean Puffy Combs. This afternoon, jurors sent the judge 2 notes, one of which asked for a transcript of a phone message Combs left Wardell Fenderson, once his driver, now the prosecution's star witness. The jurors also wanted to hear a readback of testimony relating to Combs' former girlfriend, actress-singer Jennifer Lopez, who was in the Navigator when it was stopped by police. An officer testified that everyone in the SUV was ordered to put their hands on the vehicle, but Lopez walked away, saying,
A survivor of the infamous nightclub shooting has broken her silence after decades of staying out of the public eye. For the first time, she has spoken out, calling the incident more than just a tragic accident. She believes it was part of a massive cover-up and is now calling for the case to be reopened. The survivor alleges that Jennifer Lopez lied during the trial to protect her then-boyfriend, Diddy. These explosive accusations have sparked renewed interest in the decades-old case, raising new questions about what really happened that night. Meanwhile, after her split from Diddy, Jennifer Lopez's love life continued to make headlines, especially her 2002 engagement to Ben Affleck, which was marked by the unforgettable pink diamond.
On the scene, ordered everyone who was in the vehicle under arrest.
This is someone who destroyed my life.
Former rapper Moses Shine Barrow is speaking out in the wake of Sean Diddy Combs' arrest and federal indictment. Once Diddy's bad boy protege, Moses served nearly a decade in prison for a 1999 nightclub shooting in New York, where 3 people were injured. Diddy attended a party at the club with his then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez and had also been arrested and accused of being involved in the shooting. However, during his trial, he said he fired the gun in self-defense and was acquitted of all charges. J.Lo was also arrested at the scene and was held for about 14 hours but was released without being charged. Moses, who is now the leader of the opposition in the Belize House of Representatives, claims he took the fall for Diddy and is now reflecting on his incarceration, calling Diddy someone who, quote, destroyed my life. In a press conference, the politician details their past relationship.
When I was a 18-year-old kid, just wanting to do nothing other than make my mother proud and make Belize proud and do what all of us want to do, be recognized for our talent and take over the world. I was defending him, and he turned around and called witnesses to testify against me, and he contributed. He pretty much sent me to prison. So that is the context by which you must always describe that relationship. Yes, I forgave. Let us not lose sight of what the cold hard facts are. This was not someone who I vacationed with and who he and I enjoyed this great intimate relationship.
We have reached out to Diddy's lawyer for comment on these accusations, but have yet to receive a response. These comments come after Diddy was arrested on charges of racketeering, conspiracy, and involvement in prostitution. Diddy has pleaded not guilty to all charges, and a judge has denied him bail as he awaits trial.
To give scholarships and to maybe invest, I would not deny attempting to bring the investment to Belize and to bring the contributions to education to Belize, but don't distort it as if, he and I were bombale. This is someone that destroyed my life.
E! News has reached out to Diddy's lawyer for comment about Shine's accusations, but hasn't heard back. The former rapper's comments come after Diddy was arrested on charges of racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Diddy has pleaded not guilty to all the charges, with a judge denying bail ahead of his trial.
Diddy and J.Lo were at a nightclub called Hot Chocolate in Midtown's Club, New York, back in December 1999. They were actually celebrating the release of a rapper's new album. This rapper in particular was signed to Diddy, so it was one of his mentees. I mean, he was making some money off of this album, so they were there to show face. But as J.Lo and Diddy were walking out of the the club at like 2:20 in the morning. I guess like Diddy had a champagne bottle and he knocked someone's drink out of their hand. This person is known as Matthew Allen, also known as Scar on the streets. It ended up escalating to an argument between these two men, and I guess they were like flexing on whoever had more money, something stupid that led to them shooting out each other. Actually, 3 people in the club were injured and 1 woman was shot in the face. Ouch.
But on December 27th, 1999, the high-profile couple drew some unwanted attention. Around 11 p.m., Sean and Jennifer headed out to Club New York in Manhattan for a night of partying. Their entourage included newly signed rapper Jamal Shine Barrow and Puffy's bodyguard, Anthony Wolf Jones. According to court documents, Combs traded insults inside the club with a man named Scar. The man allegedly threw money in Puffy's face. Suddenly, the fight broke.
Once believed that Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck were meant to last forever. Their reunion in 2021 shocked the world and brought their iconic romance back into the spotlight. However, rumors quickly began to spread about tension and arguments, raising doubts about whether even Hollywood's most famous love stories could survive. Now, amid speculation about a troubled marriage, new and shocking claims have emerged about Jennifer's past connection to Diddy. Allegations suggest that Jennifer may have witnessed or known about a violent altercation involving Diddy and another person, followed by disturbing accusations involving a 13-year-old. The big question now is whether Jennifer was aware of Diddy's alleged actions, and if she was, why has she remained silent all these years?
I mean, I think you even said it to the doctor that night, right?
I said it immediately. I literally watched them pull out the guns. I've had a clear point of view. I mean, for God's sake, I got shot in my nose. I was facing them directly. I watched everything occur and have described it, vehemently to all parties involved. I think in our society, we have respectability politics. There are people who want to be adjacent to power or celebrity or money, and there's a hierarchy of respectability. Because his name was more notable, he was believed rather than a victim who gave a first-hand account. By the grace of God, I survived.
Yeah, and this was also a different time. I mean, things were very, very different in 1999. I mean, did you sense right from the beginning that no one believed you?
Well, I don't think that was on my mind. I think first and foremost, I'm a mother. I'm a mother of 3. At the time, I was a mother of 2. And just surviving and getting home to my children was of the utmost importance to me. Being whole and being able to mother them. That was, primary on my list. I didn't have any reason to believe that to think that someone would not believe me. But as things unfolded, it was a very short period of time where I realized that's what in fact was happening.
So, as I mentioned, Diddy has denied being the one who pulled the trigger. But this is interesting, Natanya. Rodney Jones, also known as Little Rod, is now suing Diddy for harassment. That's something that's been in the headlines for the last couple of days. And there's a very interesting quote from his lawsuit that relates back to you that I want to read because it sort of ties all of this together. And it says, Jones claims in the lawsuit, Mr. Combs shared that he was responsible for the shooting in the nightclub in New York City with rapper Shine. He shared that artist and Mr. Combs' girlfriend at the time, Jennifer Lopez, aka J.Lo, carried the gun into the club for him and passed him the gun after he got into an altercation with another individual. So now you have Little Rod in this new lawsuit saying that Diddy told him that he actually was responsible. I mean, what did you think when you read that?
Well, I was incensed for a number of reasons. First and foremost, for the past quarter of a century, he's vehemently denied that he was responsible, even though I knew wholeheartedly, and as so many others who were in the club that night, we all knew he was responsible. A lot of people were afraid for their safety, justifiably so. I mean, the history that has occurred in the last 25 years proves that they were justified in being afraid. But I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid because I still bear I have 9 bullet fragments remaining in my face. So when I saw that count 128, that's actually count 128 of the lawsuit. When I saw that on a podcast that was analyzing all of the counts, I knew I had to speak. I had no intention of going viral. I was just getting it out of me. I have a mantra, having my say. There was a time a few years ago where I had a talk radio show called Having My Say. And that's very important to me. I believe everyone is entitled to have their say. Far too often we don't hear people or listen. And so I just wanted to get it out of me because it was like an audible, deep breath that I needed to take. And I made the TikTok video not expecting it to go viral. Went to pick up my daughter, came back home, and she's like, and I literally told her, I'm like, well, you're probably going to see it tomorrow. I made a video on TikTok. Maybe 100 people will see it. By the time we got home, she said, Mommy, it was 70,000 people. And I could not believe it. But it was time. It was time for me to speak. I'd stayed quiet for 25 years. It was my time to speak.
We know what happened, and we hope, that it all turns out the way it's supposed to.
You had to be disturbed by a report in the New York paper yesterday.
Yeah.
It said an eyewitness along 8th Avenue as your car drove by saw a female hand throwing a gun out of the car.
Ridiculous. I don't
You're
even
the
want to
only
address
female
it.
in the car. You don't want to talk about
Ridiculous.
it? You very confident that Puffy will be found innocent in this trial?
Yes, I will.
You're going to testify?
If they need me.
But you have to ask
I haven't been asked this.
Involving you getting shot at that club be reopened?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The irony is there was a grand jury. We all had to go and speak at the grand jury. J.Lo testified at the grand jury, as did many other people. It needs to be reopened because if that is in fact the case, she carried the gun in and she lied to the grand jury. It needs to be reopened. My shooting, ironically, the night I went into the club, I had a comb in my pocketbook called a rat tail comb. People in the beauty industry or people that use that type of comb would be all too familiar. It's just a comb. It can't do anything to harm anyone. And I had the very security officer who lied during the trial, Sharice, I forget her last name, but she literally took it from me and kind of pushed me like, you can't take this thing. This is a weapon to let other people in with guns. If someone had combed me 24 years ago, I'd be fine. You wouldn't even know my name. But having been shot by someone that was allowed to come into the gun when I couldn't bring in a comb, I would absolutely unequivocally like the case reopened. It needs to be reopened. And the saddest part for me is, had people taken what I said more seriously and listened more intently, 24...
Here's what we know about Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck's split. Jennifer filed for divorce on August 20th, after just over 2 years of marriage. However, court documents show that the couple actually separated months earlier, on April 26th. Around that time, Jennifer sparked rumors of trouble in their relationship by attending the 2024 Met Gala alone. Ben's team clarified that he was in Los Angeles filming The Accountant 2. In her divorce filing, Jennifer has asked the court to deny spousal support for both herself and Ben. Sources close to the couple also told NBC News that they didn't have a prenuptial agreement. As for why Jennifer waited 4 months to file, it's possible she held off to avoid filing on their wedding anniversary. August 20th marked 2 years since their grand wedding in Georgia in 2022, which was attended by friends like Matt Damon and Kevin Smith. But this wasn't their first engagement. They initially got engaged in 2003, broke up, and then rekindled their relationship in 2021, marrying in Las Vegas before having a big celebration a month later. The breakup date, April 26th, matches the day Jennifer was spotted leaving her apartment in New York City. Since then, Jennifer sold her 4-bedroom condo in the city for $23 million in July. Meanwhile, Ben bought a new 5-bedroom home in Los Angeles for $2.5 million. Their shared Beverly Hills mansion, a 12-bedroom estate they bought last year, is now on the market for $68 million. Neither Ben nor Jennifer has publicly commented on the divorce, which came after months of rumors. We reached out to their reps for more details, but haven't received a response.
Suge Knight, in his Collect Call series, he spoke about the fact that he believes Ben Affleck divorced J.Lo. The reason this all happened so quickly was because the FBI gave Affleck tapes of J.Lo from after the Diddy raids. Now, from a timeline perspective, it's not that far off. It's possible. However, obviously, we have no proof of this. This is a theory. Let's listen to what Suge Knight says, and then we're going to give you an update on things, and I'm going to tell you why I actually am humoring this theory, because it could be possible. Here's Suge Knight.
They go raid Puffy's house, and they get all these videos and J.Lo doing this and J.Lo doing that. And they know the fact that J.Lo lied and said that the gun was Sean's or whatever, and took that man to prison and restored his life, and she knew it was tough. I'm quite sure they probably called that the FBI gave the courtesy call of being acted like it's a white man who got in the white world.
He's a white man who's got respect in a white world. Would the FBI really call and risk all this? Maybe to get J.Lo to sweat. Honestly, it's possible.
So they said, we want to show you first about your wife. When he see that her and Puffy were doing and who they were doing it with, I'm quite sure they gave his ass those tapes. And I'm quite sure he can never look at her the same. I'm quite sure they heading for divorce. Because, you know, that's a man who had a good life. Great parents, don't spend a lot of money, ain't tripping out paparazzi. He's living his life. He got his own team. She done brought all the extra stuff, mama. He won't out. He stayed married to J.Lo, he'd be broke. Instead of just doing movies, he'd be doing Yum Yum Donuts commercials. Next thing he'd be doing is Jack in the Box commercials.
It's possible. Look, it's from Suge Knight. He's bitter. Obviously, he's out there in prison, but the man does have some knowledge, and I can't completely negate this theory. It's a long shot.
I think Diddy's career will be impacted by his arrest and the ongoing scandal, or will it continue to thrive? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe so you never miss the latest Hollywood news.
See you next time. For many, many years. But she is his most high profile, most well-known romantic interest. And she was with him the night that this woman, who claims she was 13, she claims that she was assaulted by Sean Combs at this after party.
And Jeanette, J.Lo wants nothing to do with Diddy. People normally don't want to have anything to do with their ex, but especially here. I mean, obviously they broke up more than 20 years ago, but both in terms of the courtroom, potentially being named in a civil lawsuit or being a witness in his criminal trial is the last thing she wants to do, especially when she's campaigning right now for the vice president and trying to get her elected.
Yeah, she certainly has been out there on the campaign trail for Kamala Harris. We saw her last week. She actually got tearful when she was up there on stage campaigning. But we see that clip of her. She's signing autographs somewhere, and somebody says, do you have a comment on the whole Diddy thing? And she just kind of walks off. She's like, I'm over this. And you can see it in her face. She wants nothing to do with it. But should she possibly say something? I mean, she was with him back when this whole nightclub shooting happened. I mean, she was with him for a time, almost 2 years or so, maybe a little longer than that. I mean, she may have seen some stuff. We just don't know.
She may very well be a witness, and there's a possibility, if you believe the allegations, that she witnessed of a 13-year-old girl. So the question is, you know, what is she going to do? And I'm going to tell you what her legal and PR team is telling her, which is keep your mouth shut. Do not address it at all. No one wants anything to do with Diddy and his legal problems. This isn't a Michael Jackson situation where people are going to come out in defense of Diddy. No one is doing that. I mean, essentially, he's been convicted in the court of public opinion. And I think J.Lo, given her previous romantic relationship, and of course, she was involved in his previous criminal case, that nightclub shooting in New York. Obviously, that resulted in an acquittal. But I think given where she is in her personal and professional life, she's staying as far away from this as she possibly can.
It does feel that way, actually. Yeah. I'm sure if you go to Diddy's house, it probably feels real weird. It probably feels weird walking around that house, probably like, what happened here? Yeah. I bet there's some memories in that house. You know? Sounds rough, man. Well, it's just amazing how many people on the Diddy party list that are supporting Kamala. Too. Yeah, seriously. It's like insane. Publicly, openly, all in. Yes. It's like J.Lo, like, was like his ex-girlfriend.
Okay, guys, open it up.
Guys, don't lean on the mat. Don't lean. Just fine. Don't lean. Just fine. Don't lean. You guys get out of control. Just fine.
Do you have any comments about P. Diddy, the allegations?
Look, I can look. Don't lean. Don't lean.